Tal, is that you? Are you there on the line?
Yes, Leigh, I'm right here.
Well, it's good to have you with us in this intimate atmosphere of Gabriel's at St. Anthony, Maine.
Well, it's my pleasure.
If I were to recall a day at the Embers on the slick east side of New York, those historic nights in front of the white tablecloths there of Ralph Watkins' bistro, there was Charlie Mingus on one side and
Yeah,
Red Norvo on another.
right.
Under Norvo's leadership, did you have quite a learning experience?
Oh, you bet I did. Really. That was really the first jazz group like a full-time working jazz group that I was with. I mean, I've, done a week here and a week there with different people, but with Red, I was with him for a couple of years. So, sure, that was, I learned a lot there.
Well, was it under pressure or relaxed or how?
Oh, it was very relaxed. It was, we, immediately when I joined Red, we went out to the West Coast, and which I'd never been there before, and we didn't go to work right away, so we rehearsed a lot, although we didn't call it that. We were just playing because we liked to, and we'd like to get some things organized. And so we'd go over to Red's house every afternoon and play, and
shake out the compositions and the ingredients of the programs.
yeah, we chose some things that weren't really on the list of most jazz players at that time. It was around about that time that guys started playing and digging up obscure show tunes, and I had just worked before that with a sort of what you might call a society group out of Southampton, Long Island, and playing sort of Start Club type material. So I knew these tunes and had a sort of a liking for the chord progressions of them, and we just got into doing those things a lot.
What did you observe about Red Norvo? He was a remarkable person. And
Oh, yeah. The thing that I think is unique about Red is that he refuses to be dropped into a box, of any category exclusively. You know what I mean? Has moved from like what we might call traditional now, and he did the bop things. He made records with Charlie Parker, and I think that's one memorable thing about him.
certainly did the other musician in this group sitting along or standing alongside you, as the case may be, was a phenomenon, a young bassist by the name of Charlie Mingus.
Right, yeah.
Charlie, milder in those days?
Yes, I think, I heard things, later after he had his own group, that he was sort of volatile, but he had definite ideas of how he wanted the thing to sound, I guess, and he used to maybe do some strange things to achieve that,
Well, those were some unusual nights at the Embers. The audience itself was interesting, as well as the musicians on stand. You could look around and see some rather famous personalities.
Right. It was a meeting place for a lot of notable people, and television and newspaper people, and it was you remember it was the first time that they had moved jazz to the so-called fashionable East Side, and we were directly across the street from the El Morocco, and
And so you got some of the spillover crowd.
I think we might have, yeah, from the Zebra upholstered place.
It seems to me you could, if you looked around, you would spot Tallulah Bankhead.
Right. Well, she was, her presence there, I think, was one of the things that got it to be, such a meeting place for those notables. She and Willie Mays, baseball. And she both were good friends of Joey Bushkin, you know, who was a regular there.
Yes, and Joe, one of the legendary pianists.
Right, right.
Tal, thank you for taking time to nostalgically look back at the 1950s and the Embers on the east side of New York.
Well, that's my pleasure. Those are fond memories for me also, you know.
And your days with Red Norvo and Charlie Mingus.
Aha, yes.
But here in the 1980s, of course, your reference is on a modern-day palette. As you look backward and also forward, too, your position and view of the repertoire of the guitar, its importance has really grown through the years, hasn't it?
Right, yes. It sure has. It's, well, it's become by far the most popular instrument, I think, you know, in terms of the great number of players, and actually that it covers a bunch of different styles. You have rock and roll, and you have bluegrass, and guitars are in all that. In fact, I think the jazz players are sort of in the minority now.
What a lot of people don't know about you is that not only are you a performer, but you're a teacher and group leader as well. And I understand you'll be making your way to Nice, and also you just returned recently from Italy, where you taught the art of the guitar.
Yes, Leigh, I'm doing almost everything. I mean, I may be doing television over there, or radio, or or playing gigs, which would be in the clubs or concert halls, and then, as you mentioned, little seminars or workshops, which, we got a language barrier, but but it works out. I used to have an interpreter, or what do you but anyway, yes, the 29th of this month, I'm going to Nice for about 10 days.
What have you discovered about your students in the European area and overseas?
One thing that I discovered is that most of them can speak English.
And that's always...
that helps.
That always is a rather remarkable and startling impression and experience.
And there are some really outstanding players among them. I just spoke to my wife, who read a message that came to my home in New Jersey, and she said that there would be 116 participants, or students there.
Well, that sounds like a mighty project.
It does. I didn't expect that kind of numbers, but it ought to be okay, and I'll let you know how it turns out, huh?
Oh, it sounds good.
Great.
Wish I could join you down on the Costa del Sol. April in Paris, and then to the coast to warm up.
Right. Well, I suppose now we're talking about the first week of April. It ought to be pretty nice at Nice, huh?
Yes, no tourists, and not too warm for the beach, I don't think.
Well, I was not too far from there now in December in San Remo, down in Italy there, which is, also in the same area. And it certainly wasn't balmy, but it was pleasant.
Tal Farlow, you hang out in good neighborhoods. Well, it's good to have you on the Mississippi River, the left bank at St. Anthony, Maine, and Gabriel's. And I know you're going on stand in about 9 minutes.
Right, yeah.
And we're going to invite everybody to fall in and join you in your chamber music recital with Dave Maslow.
Yeah, well, this is really a remarkable club, so I hope they're coming down here.
Tal, thank you for sitting in with us. It's
my pleasure, Lee.
Always good to renew acquaintance.
Thank you.
Good luck in your world travels, too.
Thanks again.